Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let your judgments come. Let your righteous judgments come wherever you want them, Abba. Wherever you want them, they are your judgments. They are your judgments. All I can do is hear and do. But I just got so angry because I just listened to this woman, Monica Porterfield, which I had already unfriended, I think, a long time ago. And I just listened to her tell me that I have this need to feel important. It's okay, right where it is. I want to show you too and everybody. I have this need to feel important, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is all me literally going up in my biggest fears. This is me laying my life down, and she's saying the exact opposite. She's actually talking about her master, Peter. And she doesn't understand that Peter sounds so good. He sounds so good. And I love him. He's Peter. I believe he is Peter of the Bible. But what he doesn't know is I'm Eliyahu, and I have the spirit of Mashiach in me. And what he doesn't understand is I'm actually the representative of the Mashiach here right now. That's what it's all been about. That's why you've had every dream about me. All those dreams you were saying about, it was actually me that you were fighting against. You don't know. Because you don't know. Because you think like the world. Instead of thinking spiritually. This is my sword, and I can cut you off if I want to. You know what you don't understand? You don't understand who I am, and that the kingdom has come now. Because you wanted me to be under your authority rather than you being under the rightful authority of Eliyahu and the Mashiach. So I'm going to watch this and see, and let Abba Yahweh, who comes through me, look in my eyes. Do you see darkness or do you see light? Stone just said, I have the lightest eyes he's ever seen.
Brightest.
Hallelujah. Is there darkness in there? What's in there? You want to know what's in there? It's the Mashiach. He's angry. I feel his heart. I feel his heart. And I'm here to bring judgments to the leaders first. See, Sean, who told you were a pastor? Because you felt uneasiness. What you felt was fire. It was the fire of Yahweh. That's what you don't understand. I'm here to split churches. I'm here to split you by colors. Yes, by colors are the churches. They're the 7 candlesticks. You have lack understanding, and because you lack understanding, he has to raise up the fools to bring judgments upon you, which you don't understand. Oh, am I nervous? Am I angry? It's righteous anger. I feel it from down here. Like I said, if you would listen to the sacrifice of what happened up there, I had to sacrifice the Mashiach. You have no idea what goes on. You don't understand the depths of the spiritual things. But go look at the... Anyway. I'm literally laying my life down every day doing things I don't want to do. And my last thing I want to do is be on the spotlight. It's the last thing I want to do. I didn't want to play him in the play. And I said, there's actors. There's so many actors. They would die to play you. And he's like, I'm not looking for an actor. I'm looking for a feeler. And immediately I remembered, when I don't know the scriptures very well, yes, you might know the scriptures better than me, but I know him better than you. And it'll prove it. I will prove it with the stick that he's given me. Because what you think looks like witchcraft is literally Yahweh coming through. So the Mashiach, speaking at the highest frequency, which is Eliyahu. If you only understood how these things work, but you don't understand, you lack understanding, so you judge when you don't understand. And that's the same exact thing the Pharisees did back then. Same thing they did. You're doing the same thing. At least they are following the laws. How many of you are lawless? So now is the kingdom come. It's the kingdom come. I made myself known. Guess what he did? Guess what he did? He planned a show so I could make myself known to the whole world. And that the world leaders of the world, the religious leaders of the world, can bring judgment upon themselves by the way they judge what I did. That's how it's all about. He told me I was a judge and I was going to be bringing judgment to the world. As Eliyahu, what do you think the witness? Do you think they love the witness? I mean, Eliyahu went and hid in the cave because everybody hated him. His own people hated him. And you're telling me, oh, well, it just doesn't seem like there's love in him. What ain't Jesus love like? I just don't understand. Do you get it? What ain't Jesus love like? Well, you know what? It's not. I feel his heart. And I'm here to express his heart right now. And he's bringing judgments. So we're going to watch this together. And I'm going to let you see what the Spirit feels within me and what's happening here. Because you're supposed to be afraid of the fire. That's why you know what church you belong in, because the church above you and below you will seem evil. Do you understand this? No, you don't understand this because you lack knowledge. You lack knowledge of wisdom from him. What is it actually called in Kabbalah? He's basically, is it Bina? I don't even know. Da'at. Okay. I don't even know these things. I never studied Kabbalah. All I said was years ago, I realized that he was teaching it to me since the 80s. So is that evil? If the Father tells you to do something, if I would not have done what he tells me to do, that would have been witchcraft, would it not have? Did he not teach Moshe and his top leaders the secret things? Daniel, all these things, does he not teach the secret things to those people? And those other people that don't understand, they think they're the top because they made themselves tops. Oh, if you don't sign in my church, if you don't sign mine, then you don't get to be part of the remnant. Oh, well, you know what? If I don't approve, you don't get to be part of Beth Kavod. Actually, I'm here as the prophecy of being the measuring stick. This is it. This is why it was so important for you to do this, Daniel. And you're bringing judgment upon your head for thinking what you think too now. Because you're afraid. Because you don't know the king. I'm not afraid of anything anymore because I know him. I knew everybody was going to hate me. This is a big deal. I knew this was going to happen when this would happen. He showed it to me. I've been listening to him for a long time. If you only knew the miracles that happened, that the way this whole thing came about, if you only knew all of it. I knew I was coming here and I was going to have to do that. And I actually told him, I said, if you want this to happen, you have to provide everything. And all I have to do is show up because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do, Abba. And I'm just a little child that everybody's judging me for that because I'm just a little child, a little man, trying to listen to his Abba and going, Abba, what do you want me to do now? What do you want me to do? Oh, the bus is full. I can't get there. No, I guess I'm not supposed to go up to the Mount of Olives. No, but his sister came from the airport and literally was across the street with a taxi to pick me up. And I got up there before the bus even did. We did. No, I'm sorry. Let the judgments come. I'm done with you leaders leading the people astray. And so that's how it comes, for the sake of the children. But he literally, it was prophesied I'd be the plumb line for the temple. And what I did was laid my life down. And I don't know what you're freaking out about, what you witnessed up there. Because Peter, Mindy, Lisa, Tara, you were at my house and witnessed something. And it changed you, I hope. And now you take it as evil. Now you made an evil thing, but what you don't know, you are now calling his flesh evil because his spirit was in it. His spirit was always in the lambs. Don't you understand? It's his way of being here with us. To show us that when you sin, I suffer. My blood has to be shed for you over and over again because you sin. Until we get to the 8th day, we're going to keep doing these things. But it's going to be a marriage covenant, a marriage supper of the Lamb. It's when the lost come home. And we have brothers here in Jerusalem. We have brothers here in Israel that are family. They're seeing us for who we are, but they're afraid too, just because the same way you're afraid with your teachers and the little lies that you've been taught. They've been taught lies as well, and that's why we come together and we say, our fathers lied to us. Our fathers lied to us, but there is a truth here. And he's been teaching me about the lights for a long time. That's because I'm here as Aaron, as the high priest, to light the menorah, to ignite the fire that is going to spread throughout the whole earth. And you judged that as evil. You judged him as evil. Peter, you dreamt about me. You've all dreamed about me, I'm pretty sure. But you don't understand. Because you lack knowledge that it can come through a foolish man who can't speak right. Who can't act right and acts weird. You know what I'm doing? I feel because my other bodies are open because he's ignited my whole being through the fire in the heart, and he lit up my whole menorah. And now I have a kingdom because he's given it to me. Not because I'm worth it or anything other than I tell him all the time, why have you chosen a fool like me? There's so many people out there. Look, Peter, people will listen to Peter. Why don't you choose him? Because you have the guts. You have the guts. You have the chutzpah to let everybody hate you and do the right thing, even though this is the pride of the Pharisees. Don't you understand? Every one of them. Actually, I smoked pot with every one of them pretty much. Just so you know. Just so that's out there, because let the judgments come. Let the judgments are coming. Let the judgments come. Except Monica Porterfield. I think I came across her in the past too. But I'm just here for judgment. I'm here to bring you judgment. I'm here as your judge. You don't understand. You think it wasn't going to come from the bottom? The Jews are going to be shocked that it's coming from a so-called goy. What was Elijah, a Jew? I'm here to make Yehuda jealous, and I'm already doing it. What are you doing with your Jesus love? Are you doing anything with that? Well, you know what? Just so you know, that was the marking up there of the end of the church age. Just so you know, that was it. And now is the age for the Yehuda to understand who their Messiah is. And until they understand that he was the Lamb. That's why do you think he's an image of a slain lamb in Revelation? He wasn't a slain lamb. Why wouldn't he? Well, if it was the highest sacrifice, wouldn't he be as an image of a slain ox? Well, they offer turtle doves as well. Wouldn't he be an image of that as well? Why was Yeshua the image of a lamb, a slain lamb? Why? He wasn't a lamb. Why isn't that evil to associate him with an animal? Wouldn't that be evil? You're associating Churchianity. You're associating who you say is your God with an animal. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because he is the animal. He is everything. And he is me. And he is you. But most of you are unrealized. You're just a bunch of menorahs that don't even know what you're here for. You don't even know that you're supposed to hold oil and hold this lights. And yes, there's 7 lights of boogity boogity. Boogity boogity. I love it now. I bring judgment to people just by these words. Because I trigger them that the lies. They don't understand. Did Satan create all these things? These are secret things, a cult. Oh my goodness. I had the code searcher, which has been such a blessing in my life. He's confirmed so many things for me. So many things. When I was up at the temple, when I was on Zion, bringing the curses down to Dan and all that kind of stuff. When I was doing all prophetic things that he was having me do, walking barefooted and sackcloth and ashes, and bringing judgment to the people that have the idolatries in the land. But you wouldn't do that, would you? That would make him look crazy, right? Stone, where are you? Wouldn't that make you look crazy and make people make fun of you like you're doing right now? There's something wrong with him. There's darkness in his eyes. Let's see. Because I do. I have it all within me. So you don't understand is when you become a tree, you have very deep roots. See the roots? It's been having me wear this. I have very deep roots. But I also have big, big, big branches. And I produce good fruit because my Father has blessed me. And what you felt in my house, with the love that you felt, was the Father's love. And the yelling that you felt, and what you felt was his reprimand because you were trying to destroy what he was building. You wanted to take stone away from because of your pride. And you couldn't handle that. People wanted me to baptize them over you instead of you. And that's what happened. Your pride rose up, and then you had to attack. And how can you attack other than however you did? I mean, I still don't understand the attack back. Because I'm still waiting to find out where I broke the Torah. Other than looking strange and feeling weird. Well, the feeling that you felt, Lee and Amanda, is fire. And Sean and Daniel, it's his fire. Daniel, did you not just say, when I baptized you in the hot tub, did you not say it changed you and it blessed you more? It activated you? Well, maybe the light should just come back to me. Maybe all that blessing and all that love should come back to me 7 times because that's what's owed to me. And now I have a right to take it. I can plunder you now because you've made yourself judges against the judge. I can take back whatever I gave you, whatever oil I had given to you and was taken unholy in an unholy matter. And now that you're trampling it as evil, because that's what your master told you. See, my master I listened to. Your master is Peter. You see, when Peter said, I was right, when you said I was right, Peter, I had phone calls from your house, all calling to apologize to me for talking bad about me. They wouldn't tell me what they said. They wouldn't tell me. They just apologized. And then now they go, well, because they're your master. You're only as high as your master. So Peter, guess what? You're not the highest church. You were the foundation church. You were to create the foundation to build the church upon. And so what happened is, now you're realizing your levels. See, not everybody gets to be in the Church of Philadelphia. And guess who they are? He sent me years ago. Guess who the Church of Philadelphia is? He sent me to the Kabbalists as the Church of Philadelphia. And I was literally there checking their garments to see if they were worthy to be in the heavens. But they're entering in. And whether they were there, whether they were worthy to be. And he was judging them through me. So take that. Because many of them, they entered illegally. Yes, this is all scripture taking place. But you couldn't see it because all you could see is a man. All you could see is a foolish man, a disabled man. I can't stand too long. I get dizzy and pass out. I can only do these things by the Spirit of Yah. But he gave me the will. Every single thing that was happening. I'm living just like in a dream. I don't even do any of these things anymore. I just walk and hear and do. And he sets these things up. And he tells me I'm the king here. And he tells me the reason why they're not going to bring the government together is because he wants them to hear the Father's heart. But they're all so full of pride, like you, Peter, and all you guys over there that like to judge what you don't understand what you're judging. You're judging the Mashiach, actually. The Mashiach lives in me. And right now I'm the highest fire, apparently, here. And I have the authority. This was prophesied to me by a Jewish believer here in Israel. And it scares the heck out of me. It scares me. But he said I had the power even of life and death by what I say. And it scares me because I love all of you. That's what hurts me so much, is that I loved you. Who told you you're a pastor, Sean? I loved you. Who told you you were a king, Peter? Who anointed you as king, Peter? Who ate the paschal lamb and said, and it changed it? Who cried when saw it and saw the Messiah? Who saw the image of the Messiah? But no, all that's evil now because I yelled at you, Peter. Because I said you're not hearing the Father's heart, because you weren't. I was here serving you. I was here serving your house. And your house denied him. That's what I'm here to show you. Even my son had a dream that we're here to split the 7 colors. And I knew that from years ago. I'm here to split you as churches. I'm here to sift you. I'm here to put you in the right places. You and you. Look at what one lamb did that he organized from the get-go. He had me from years ago do what I'm supposed to do. What one lamb did is bringing judgment to the whole world. And you know what? He is the paschal lamb. And he wants you to kill him because you're already guilty. He wants you to feel it. He wants you to understand what you are doing, that blood has to be shed for you. He wants you to understand that's what he keeps doing over and over again. See, isn't he the all? Isn't he everything? Well, if I say, if he's this rock, how can you say he's a rock? How can you say he's a rock? Well, doesn't he say he's a rock? But the rock is an inanimate thing. I mean, how can you say he's the rock? Well, he says that. He's what about the fire? Don't touch the fire, you're going to get burnt. He's not fire, that's hell. See, he is hell to those who can't withstand the fire. Somebody just wrote, the people, it's not that he's going to push people out or deny them. They cannot withstand the fire, so it's going to push them out. It curses them. It's the same thing as the glory of Yah is the Ark of the Covenant. And what it does, it can't help but expose you. Okay? It's radiation. And so that radiation, when people would steal that Ark, they would take it and it would cause radiation poisoning to them because it was radiance. It was his radiance. But guess what it did to the high priest? It blessed him. See, it's fire. And those who can withstand the fire can only be. This man can withstand the fire. And he wanted to put him and set him up with a house and set him up with all these things of the world. And he said, I'd rather sleep in the backyard on the lawn than do any of that. And now he says he's here to be my servant. And you know what I see? You want to know who my servant is? You want to know who my servant really is? Let me make you understand this. Because a while back he told me, he organizes all my things. He makes every divine appointment. He makes the plane late so I can get on it. He makes a seat available so I can, every single thing. It's literally the movie Frequencies that you walk into perfection and everything just happens. And I said to him, he says, all you have to do is just be in me and I'll make everything happen. You don't have to worry about your schedules and all that stuff. And I jokingly, I'm like thinking, what are you, my secretary now? What are you, like my servant? You know what I heard? This is our Abba. I just want you to know how he feels about you. And most of you, if you just open your hearts up and understand him. He says, yes, son, I will do anything to be close to you. So you know what he said? He sent stone to be the Messiah next to me, to serve. That's how it's coming. Each one of us waking up to who we are. I know I see the spirit of Enoch in him. And this is what's coming. I have a lady that she's got the spirit of Miriam. And I'm seeing that all the players are waking up right now in order to bring the kingdom onto this earth. And it's your choice. Are you going to listen to man or are you going to listen to God? And he's going to bring judgment by fire. And yes, of course, the fire is going to be seen to be evil. Why do you think they hate the witnesses? Because they bring the judgments to the world. Where does the judgment come first? Why am I being brought up to the highest leaders? I was going to the Kabbalah conference, the highest Kabbalist in the land, and I was here to bring judgment to him. Why do you think he puts me in those places from the bottom up to judge? And they all throw me away and go, oh, he's nobody. He's like kind of a little crazy. Oh, something must be wrong with him. Yeah, just like all those previous to me. Even my Mashiach was called to be demonic, a demoniac. He said you're no higher than your master. And so they're gonna do with you what they did to me. But guess what? I know who your master is. All of you of Remnant House, it's your master Peter. Because when Peter said I was right, y'all called me and apologized for talking bad about me. And I don't even know why you were talking bad about me. The only thing I can guess is there was some, I listened to some frequency stuff at night to help me sleep because I used to be on a $13,000 drug to help me sleep. I have my disease causes all kinds of problems. So I would listen to those. And some things came up in the videos. Well, the Larsons were sitting there. And then I got angry at Daniel outside because Daniel's heart was being exposed and I got to see it. And I got angry with him because he was literally, it's pride. I see pride in people. And I love you, Daniel. I love you all. And then Sean. I don't know, Sean. Let the judgments come where they may, because you're all followers of somebody, and I follow nobody but my master. And so that's why nobody's higher than their master. You would never go through what I go through because you have a master, and that's Peter, and that's your house, and that's okay. That's meant to be. But guess what's happening now? I'm here to put all the houses under the authority of his house. You see, you're under my authority now. I can, if I wanted to, I can plunder spiritually. He shows me this stuff now because he's teaching it to me. You understand? I'm not going out there learning Kabbalah, learning this, that. He just told me to look at it. And when I did, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what you were teaching me since the 80s. He's like, right? You just have to listen. I was so freaked out. I thought it was the enemy talking to me. I thought it was the devil. Because it ain't. You stay with your simplicity of your message. But just so you know, that age is over. That was for an age, and that age is over. So now even Peter, have to come down and go down to be the foundation of what he was supposed to be. And you were supposed to create the infrastructure so that we can meet in the clouds to build up. But apparently you want yourself to be on top. So there's a problem there. I'm going to have to knock you down. Not that I want to be on top. That's what that lady said, Monica. And it's the last thing. I went out on that stage to play him. Biggest fear, it was me laying my life down, and that was the big test that he's asked me. He's even asked me, are you willing to go on the cross for me? And I said, I'm willing. Whatever you want, I'm willing. And I'm here, going in danger, everybody. You don't think I'm going against Judaism, Christianity, and the Muslims here, right in the center? The Jews, because of what Maimonides wrote, they understand, and they understood what I had to do. But this is all part of prophecy taking place, yes. But you're calling me the abomination of desolation? Isn't that the Antichrist?
Isn't that after the sacrifices are gone?
Yeah, well, see, what he told me was I was going to reinstate the sacrifices to show the world who he is, and so that we can understand. And that's why it's going to make the Jews bawl like they lost their only son, because you're going to watch this, and the animal is going to become their friend, and they're going to see that the peace is him. And when the peace comes in with you and the animal, he is there with you, is he not? He is the Prince of Peace, is he not? That's the spirit in me. That's what I invoke. What do you see? You see darkness, Monica? You see darkness? Because may the light be shut off now. May the light be shut off until you see the truth. And that's what's going to happen to all of you at Remnant House. That's why he says the gates of hell is going to test you. Because you are no higher than your master. That's the church that you belong in. He's been telling me for a long time I was the king of Jerusalem. And I didn't understand, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I like to think of, oh my gosh, so there's 144,000. And people are thinking, you think you're one of the 144,000? And it's like, he's actually telling me it's like I'm the top one here right now. So, and I'm freaking out about that. I know that they're going to judge me for this, and I'm judging myself for this, and it's like, I don't know what to do. But it's in prophecy that the Messiah was going to make himself known on this last Sabbath. And guess when Dr. Pigeon decided, and Jessica decided to put me on air? It was the start of the Sabbath here at 7 p.m. And I didn't plan it like that. But I had already made a video to send to the President and the Prime Minister and to the Sanhedrin. And let it be known. So, if I'm the abomination of desolation, all I know is I listen to my master and I love him. And he's bringing fire here. And he's bringing judgment to all the leaders. And that's where the judgment must come first. You just don't like being burned by the fire. So you think the fire is evil. And that's how it must come. I have not said anything wrong. I say the word chakras and it makes everybody. I've lost family members because of the word aura. What does min aura mean? What does Torah mean? What is all this? What is this? It's all something. It's all frequency and vibration, right? And you're literally calling the lights of the Father. You're calling the Father of lights demonic and evil because you don't understand. And that's why you can no longer be a leader. That's why you're going to be knocked down now. This is how the kingdom is coming, and this is how the separation is coming, because those who are highest in the fire can understand those that are in lowest beneath them. You can only read beneath you. See, when I woke up in the 80s, I didn't know where to go. No priest, nobody can help me. No Christian, nobody can help me. But the people that can help me made me understand this. That you can only read below you and not above you. And so they had to have people, special people, come read me because nobody can read me. And that's why we're his hidden stones. That's why my brother made me what he was telling me. Even Peter, you called me this too, didn't you? Peter, you even said, I said, who told you to say that? Where did you say that? That's a secret name for me that he says, Yakar. His hidden precious stone. That's what he calls me. You even said it too yourself, Peter. So I'm sorry. Let's listen. I got off on a tangent, but so these things raise up emotions, and they're his emotions. That's why when I went to go kiss the idolatry, I had the spirit of Yanni, and he didn't like it. Okay, so let's go. Let's see what she has to say. Make it louder.
Important. You may unknowingly take on roles, spiritually speaking, that may harm more than they do good, and you may invoke something. And as far as spiritual warfare goes, you invite something in that you know not what it is. Familiar spirits, deceiving spirits. I mean, that goes hand in hand in spiritual warfare 101, and I believe that is some of the case that we are seeing. He had a willing heart. I've never met him personally, but based on what all of you have mentioned, he's very kind. His family is very loving. They're very sincere. But you know, when you make yourself a pawn on this chessboard that we're on, because that's what we're on right now, good versus evil, you sometimes get taken by the wrong side.
Hallelujah, that's right.
When I was watching the two videos that he was really, the one with Lee, where Lee was showing him doing the actual sacrifice, and then also when he rebuked and cursed certain people on video, I think that was you could see. I think whatever manifested in him was, you could see it. It exposed itself at that point in time.
It's my job.
And
I could catch you to Satan if I wanted to.
I have to agree. I think that one of the things that we all witnessed here, and I wanted to bring in Pastor Troy as well. Pastor Troy did not interact with this individual. However, while he is on the call today, and I hope he can pipe in. I'm not sure he can or not, but hopefully he can.
I love you.
Because, you know, we all need somebody that we call, right? No matter what your calling is, you got to have somebody that when you're not sure where you're at, you got to have somebody you call up and say, you got to pray for me.
Fire come. I feel this fire so much
right
now.
Pray for one another.
His indignant anger right now because of the lies that these leaders are saying.
Years and
because their pastors are leaders, and they want to put themselves on top. Same thing wherever you go.
Those of you that think you can be a little dangerous, I don't care who you are, I don't care how strong you are, you all need one another.
Yeah, they need you, right? They need you.
And when we went down there, again, those that know me know that I'm careful. My steps are ordered. So when I interacted with this family, they went overboard. I mean, we were not planning on staying with them or anything like that. We just we're trying to respond to their friendliness, and they really opened the red carpet and really begged us to stay with them, and they were very kind to us. So I can't speak anything but blessing on that regard. However,
there's fire that you don't understand.
We saw the issue, and we saw
what is the issue?
Relatively quickly.
What is the issue?
Was
give it to me.
This thing called Kabbalah, and when you open this door,
receiving His light.
Okay, when you open the doorway, this is where I have mercy in my heart and compassion, and we put out a prayer on our website. You can find it on remnanthouse.org, and we'll probably post a link here on this video at some point. But where you can pray the prayer to break these things, because, and I want to just take a moment before we go any further to deal with this issue of Kabbalah. And somebody might say, well, did you read it? Did you go through the Zohar? How do you know? How do you know that, that could be wonderful insight?
He's all over the Zohar. That's why Kaduri knows who it is, and that's why he even gave the prophecy when it was going to come into town.